XRP mega whales amass over $700 million in the second largest accumulation spree in history. Since December 2021, the so-called mega whales have amassed almost $712 million in XRP tokens. Ripple XRP addresses with at least 10 million native units have resumed accumulating more in the last 3 months, mirroring the pattern that preceded a large surge for the XRP to USD and XRP to BTC pairs in late 2020. The reappearance of XRP's mega whales. XRP whales have been steadfast in their accumulation. Santiment, a behavior analytical platform, has discovered that addresses owning about 10 million XRP coins have been significantly increasing the size of their holdings. The most recent accumulation by XRP whales shows that the cryptocurrency is poised for a similar upward rise. Since December 2021, there has been 76% increase in XRP mega whale addresses, according to analytics by Santiment, which has added a total of 897 million tokens worth over $712 million to their holdings as of February 18th. The platform also stated that the XRP accumulation over the last 3 months was the second largest in the coin's history. The first major accumulation occurred in November to December of 2020, when whales sent 1.29 billion XRP to their addresses. Surprisingly, the increase in XRP supply into the whale addresses coincided with a price increase against Bitcoin. Between November 1st, 2020 and November 24th, 2020, the XRP to BTC exchange rate increased by approximately 150%, reaching 3,502 satoshis. XRP also gained ground against the dollar, with the XRP to USD pair rising by more than 250% to 82 cents within the same period. As a result, the recent increase in whale-led accumulation raised the prospect of a similar upward trend in the XRP market. However, it is important to note that XRP's big surge in November 2020 was mostly the result of Ripple's decision to purchase $46 million in XRP in order to support healthy markets. The XRP price is retaining its recovery gains. The current surge in XRP accumulation among whales coincided with a minor recovery over the last several weeks. XRP's price has risen by up to 65% to 91 cents, less than 3 weeks after it reached a low of 55 cents on January 22, 2022. Nonetheless, the price had fallen back to about 77 cents as of February 18th, indicating that bulls were reeling under the strain of the 50-week exponential moving average. In recent research, a similar pullback situation implies that a sell-off near the 50-week EMA might ignite a protracted downside move toward the 200-week EMA, the blue wave, near 54 cents. In contrast, the setting suggested that a decisive move about the 50-day EMA might propel the price to its multi-month declining trendline resistance near $1. Price activity on shorter-term charts also points to an impending rise toward $1. On a 4-hour chart, for example, XRP has been forming what appears to be a bull pennant setup, which is confirmed by an ongoing consolidation in a symmetrical triangle. A fundamental rule of the bull pennant setup is that it causes the price to rise after it decisively breaks of the structure's upper trend line, aiming for levels above $1. The early mega whales action. The scenario seen in November to December 2020 shows the most likely direction of future price movements. Following the rapid acquisition of about 1.3 billion XRP at that time, the XRP price dramatically increased in proportion to BTC. Furthermore, most long-term XRP investors tend to be future-oriented, and are unwilling to open short positions even in the face of slight price increases. Because the quantity of XRP short-term holders is substantially lower than that of BTC, XRP prices tend to be more stable in such settings. The second possible price consequence is that the crypto market is about to enter a new phase of decline. As whales move their preferences towards Ripple XRP rather than Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana, they anticipate a drop in demand for the big cryptocurrencies. The presence of a time lag between the changing whales' behavior and future price movements is the main practical benefit of this approach. As a result, individual investors have taken precautionary steps, such as increasing their holdings of XRP in stable coins. Close monitoring of the XRP accumulation can also be used to predict the general stability of the crypto market and the likelihood of a future unfavorable trend reversal. Despite the dull XRP price behavior in recent weeks, on-chain measures suggest a bullish impetus may be on the way. The crypto asset is currently experiencing its second largest accumulation phase, which is being pushed by mega whales. XRP is set to rally as positive Ripple lawsuit developments continue. Aside from the optimistic on-chain reasons, XRP has been reacting to promising Ripple developments in the continuing acrimonious legal war with the Securities and Exchange Commission in the United States. Since 2013, the SEC has accused Ripple of violating federal law by selling XRP in unregistered securities sales. As previously reported by Zycrypto, Ripple's general counsel Stuart Alderoty claims that an as-yet unknown global business ruled in 2012 that the company's XRP tokens were not securities. XRP supporters are now encouraging Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk to join forces with them as they fight the SEC's efforts to categorize the sixth largest cryptocurrency as a security. According to market statistics from Santiment, crypto whales are scooping up a huge part of XRP coins, with accumulations totaling hundreds of millions of dollars in the previous 7 days. The erratic swing of the crypto assets trading volume portends significant price consequences for XRP in the coming weeks. There are currently around 350 whale addresses, each of which holds more than 10 million XRP. The first conceivable price drift is the anticipated rapid spike in the XRP price if the SEC lawsuit is won by Ripple. Pundits believe that Ripple is unaffected by the current institutional and regulatory turmoil. As most government focuses their policy on BTC and ETH, XRP may benefit from a more stable environment for long-term growth. In a recent interview, attorney Joseph Hall, a former SEC officer, stated that the SEC should not have filed the complaints in the first place. He strongly implied that Ripple would prevail, giving the Commission's lack of basis for bringing the case. He even suggested that the Commission's regulatory activities may be shut down. Why are whales purchasing? Economic historian Barry Eichengreen recently stated that cryptos should not be viewed solely for speculative purposes, as prominent crypto assets have demonstrated features of physical assets. I don't think thinking about crypto as speculative investments is a long-term viable business model, he remarked. Throughout history, speculative ventures have come and gone. Tulips arrived as the speculative investment and quickly vanished. Digital assets that provide genuine, tangible services such as cross-border payments are more likely to last. Gold doesn't really have any intrinsic value, Barry continued, explaining why cryptos have become the new digital gold. People think it will retain its value since it's valued by others. From that perspective, there is a parallel with cryptocurrencies. People pay real money for it because they believe other people will appreciate it and pay real money for it. Fun fact, Ripple XRP serves as both payment platform and currency. The platform is an open source platform designed to facilitate speedy and inexpensive transactions. Unlike its crypto competitor Bitcoin, which was never designed to be a simple payment system, Ripple has attracted the interest of large global institutions, such as Standard Chartered and Barclays for international transactions around the world. Blockchain data transparency provides a metaphorical ocean of information at the stroke of a button. According to new data, Ripple whales are scooping up any XRP little fish dealers are providing. XRP impact in the crypto market and challenges faced. According to statistics from crypto analytics firm Santiment, which examined the quantity of XRP, tokens possessed by whales ranging from 1 million to 10 million tokens over time. Santiment referred to the whales as smart money whale millionaires who maintained a one-year accumulation pattern. According to Crypto Globe, the total number of transactions executed on the XRP network increased from 43.3 million in October to 53.3 million in November last year, while the number of new accounts created increased by 11.8% to 237,000. According to data from Crypto Compare's November 2021 asset report, XRP network activity increased as the cryptocurrency's price fell 10.2% through the month, closing at 99 cents. XRP's price is up about 250% so far, while the whole cryptocurrency market has seen its price rise on a wave of institutional adoption. Last year, the cryptocurrency price was influenced by the Securities and Exchange Commission's lawsuit against Ripple and two of its executives. Jeremy Hogan, a legal expert and XRP advocate, has stated that he believes Ripple's legal battle with the SEC will have a beneficial impact on the price of XRP, and may result in a supply shock. According to Ripple, the lawsuit has already affected countless innocent XRP retail holders with no connection to Ripple. It went on to say that it muddied the waters for exchanges, market makers, and traders. According to the CEO of the firm, Brad Garlinghouse, the fintech firm is quite likely to go public when it settles its case with the regulator. Ripple XRP and its price history as influenced by XRP whales in the market. Jed McCaleb, an American programmer and entrepreneur who dropped out of UC Berkeley, came up with the idea for Ripple in 2011 and started his company in 2012 under the name OpenCoin. He previously founded Mt. Gox, which began as a trade for Magic the Gathering cards but grew into an influential and renowned Bitcoin exchange. McCaleb's vision for Ripple was ultimately engineered by co-developers Arthur Brito and David Schwartz. And eventually, Brito and Schwartz had Ryan Fugger realize their idea, as Fugger changed his initial OpenCoin system into Ripple. By 2018, more than 100 banks had signed up to utilize Ripple. However, the majority were using the messaging capabilities of the infrastructure, rather than the XRP coin itself. The increase in the value of XRP in April 2021 occurred despite the United States suing Ripple for generating over $1 billion through purportedly unregistered securities offerings. Price history of Ripple XRP. In 2018, XRP, like other major cryptocurrencies, reached a high point. One XRP was worth $3.65 at the time of writing. However, by 2020, XRP had lost more than 90% of its value from its peak in 2018. It was one of the poorest performing among digital currencies. As of January 21, 2022, the price of XRP coin was around 68 cents, a far cry from its April 1, 2021 value of $1.59. How do you think the XRP whales will react in the next few weeks? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments section. That'll be it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Bye.